about this book called Breath for the last few weeks. This book is remarkable. If you haven't read it, I recommend it. It should be required for every yoga teacher. This book is all about the science of breathing properly, how important it is to your health to breathe properly, and how toxic mouth breathing is. So I want to quote one research in this book that was done by two dental researchers, self-funded team. One was an orthodontist, one was a pediatric dentist. They spent 4 years studying 100 plus skulls from ancient to modern man. And they studied how the evolution of the skull has resulted in our bad breathing habits now, because what's happened over time, our brains developed to be bigger and took up more of our skull, and our breathing passages have gotten smaller. So our ancestors all had straight teeth and never snored, didn't have sleep apnea, but that's evolved over as modern man took over the brain capacity part of the skull. So in this study, they looked at this evolution, and they took a study, a couple of patients, but one in particular, we'll call her Gigi. She was 7 years old. She came from a wealthy home, had a good diet, good exercise, but her teeth were horribly crooked, jutting out in all directions. She had dark circles under her eyes. She had asthma. She snored. She had sinusitis. She had allergies. So she underwent this therapeutic breathing program with these researchers for 2 years. I don't know exactly what the breathing therapy was, but it has to do with breathing through your nose, big, slow, deep breaths. In 2 years, she was entirely transformed without any orthodontics. Her teeth became straight. Her asthma went away. Her allergies went away. Her skin started glowing. Her dark circles disappeared, and she was a very healthy 9-year-old girl. One of the reasons why, David, you asked me this question the other day, this is sort of hard to believe that your teeth can straighten out without orthodontics, but when you're that young of an age, they do move around a lot. And one of the things that nose breathing does, it allows you to rest your tongue on the roof of your mouth, which supports the formation of your teeth. When you're mouth breathing, your tongue doesn't rest anywhere. So that's how your teeth get all crooked. That's one of the explanations on why this type of breathing works. So I wanted to share that with you. I thought that's very incredible. It continues to, it confirms what yogis have known for thousands of years, that breathing is very important. So I'm going to share with you today a pranayama that the Navy SEALs do. It's called box breath. They do it to stay calm and focused in very tense situations. And box breathing is 4, 4, 4, 4. You inhale through your nose for a count of 4. You retain your breath for a count of 4. You exhale through your nose for a count of 4, and then you pause and retain again for a count of 4, and then you go back 4, 4, 4, 4. I will talk you through it and count it for you. We'll only do a few rounds of it, but let's just start by sitting up tall and getting used to our normal breath into a rhythm. In and out of your nose. And feel your lungs expand and contract with every breath. And then go ahead and take some very deep belly breaths, allowing the breath to go all the way down and expand your rib cage and your belly. Okay, and now I'll count you through the box breathing. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, and then exhale fully through pursed lips. And I shall greet you with my chant, Om Bolu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. Thanks for being here. I got to check one thing on this computer. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback. I don't know if you hear it or not. I just want to make sure everything is working properly. Okay, now it is.
It sounds good to me, but can you hear me right now?
Yes, now I can hear you, but I'm going to mute you.
I'm going to mute.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, thank you. All righty. For our asana practice, let's sit cross-legged, tall spine. We'll warm up our 6 spinal movements. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes on the right thigh. Right hand comes behind you on the mat to support your spine vertically as you twist. Take deep breaths here. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 4. And as you exhale, come back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, take your right hand by your right hip, left arm beside the left ear, and stretch over to the right. I'm mirroring you, so when I say right, it's really my left. Couple more deep breaths here. And then push into your right hand, come on all the way up to center. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand comes on the outside of the left thigh. Left hand comes behind to support your spine vertically. Inhale, 1 through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 4. And as you exhale, come back to center. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, palms facing each other. Exhale, left hand comes beside the left hip, right arm beside the right ear, reaching for the left side of the room. Breathe 1. Exhale. Breathe 2. Exhale. Breathe 3. Exhale, pull your arm up and then bring it back down. Let's switch the cross of our legs so that the opposite foot is in front. And Lila, you probably haven't seen me. I got this, you might be wondering, I've got a broken toe, and that's why I have this bandage on my toe. It's been broken for a couple of weeks, but it's better. It doesn't hurt so much anymore, but in case you were wondering.
I saw it one time.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. All right, back and forth with our spine. Lace your fingers in front. Palms facing you. Push your hands away, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, and curl your spine backwards into a C shape. Tuck your belly in, feel your shoulders separate, feel your vertebra open on your back. Couple of deep breaths here. And then unclasp your hands as you open your arms, bring your chest forward, inhale, and then bring your hands behind you, exhale. Fingertips are pointing towards your toes as you keep control of your head, push your chest upward, and then look up, and a couple of deep breaths here. Shoulders down from your ears, feel the tips of your shoulder blades come together on your back, chest open. And then come all the way back up to center. And then please come reclined on your back. There's a few more twists and some abdominal work here. So let's take a full body stretch here with your legs straight out in front of you and your arms above your head, palms facing up. Inhale as you push your fingertips in one direction, push your feet in the opposite direction. Exhale as you bend your right knee up toward your chest, and then take your arms, lace your fingers, clasp your right calf or your right shin, and hug that knee in toward your chest. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, you're going to curl your spine up, tuck your chin, bring your nose to the knee. And then slowly uncurl your spine all the way back down. Relax your head and your neck. Keeping the right knee bent, take the right foot on top of the left thigh, and then open your arms in a T, palms facing up. Now roll onto your right hip, roll onto your left hip, and allow your right toes to touch down on the mat in front of your left thigh. So you want your shoulders to be open. Your right shoulder will probably come off the mat a little bit. That's okay. And now turn your head to look to the right. Now straight, so now your left leg is straight on the mat, your right knee still bent. Straighten your right leg so that it is pointing in the same direction as your left arm. And now take your left arm and see if you can swing it up beside your left ear. So now your left arm is pointing north, and then you have your right arm pointing, west, and then your leg is pointing south, and your right leg is pointing east. So it's a 4-pointed star, one appendage in each direction. Rebend the right knee so that you can slowly roll back onto your back. Bring your arms back, straighten your legs, long arms back overhead, palms facing up, full body stretch. Inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee, clasp your hands together as you bring your left knee in toward your chest. Inhale. Exhale, curl your spine up, tuck your chin, knee to your nose, and then very slowly curl back down. And now you're going to take your left foot, put it on your right thigh, open your arms back into a T, palms facing up. You're going to roll onto your right hip this time. Keep your shoulders as down as you can. So now your right leg is extended long. You're going to now extend your left leg so that's pointing in the same direction as your right arm. You turn your head to look over to the left, and now bring your right arm beside your ear so that it's pointing up above your head. So you've got your north, east, south, and west. Your right arm is pointing up. Your left leg is crossed over, pointing to the west. Your right leg is pointing to the south, and your left arm is pointed to the east. 4-pointed star. Okay, bring your arm back down to a T, rebend the knee, come back onto your back, and then extend your legs long one more time. Arms overhead one more time, palms facing up, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, hug both knees into your chest. Inhale, exhale, lift your head and chin, roll your spine, bring both knees to your nose. And then very slowly unroll. And then bring your feet down to the mat, staying on your backs. I'm going to do a little bit of abdominal work here now. So flatten your backs on the mat. Start your spine in neutral so you feel a little bit of space between your lumbar curve and the mat. Keep your knees bent. And now we're going to raise the left knee up so that your calf is parallel to the ground and your thigh is perpendicular to the ground. Okay, and then take your left hand, place it on your left thigh. So left leg is bent, left foot is raised, left calf parallel to the ground, left thigh perpendicular to your body. And you're going to push your thigh away as you pull your thigh towards you. So it's going to be contrasting muscles pulling and pushing against each other. Okay, so that's not all. So keep that push and pull movement between your hand and your thigh as you push your lower back into the mat, and then bring your right arm above your head, straighten your right leg, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, you're going to bring your elbow to your knee. You're going to lift your head and your shoulders so that your right elbow can touch the knee, and then roll back down, arm overhead, leg extended. Inhale, push your back in the mat. Exhale, bring your right elbow to your right knee, and then come all the way back down. All the while, you're still pushing your left hand into your left thigh and your left thigh into your left hand. Contrasting forces here. Inhale. As you exhale, push your lower back into the mat, lift your head, tuck your chin, bring elbow to the right knee, and then come back long again, hand overhead, feet long, foot long. Inhale. Exhale, bring elbow to the knee again as you lift your head and shoulders off the mat, and then come all the way back down, extend your arm overhead, extend your right leg long, and then put your left foot back down onto the mat, bend your right knee, and then hug both knees into the chest, release your spine, and then we'll do the other side now that you know where we're going with this. Okay, now we'll start. Put both feet back onto the mat. Bring your right leg up so that your right calf is parallel to the ground. Your right thigh is perpendicular. Your right hand's on your right thigh. And you're going to push your right thigh away as you pull your right thigh towards you. And the contrasting efforts here, pushing and pulling at the same time. Okay, so keep that going on the right side as you extend your left leg long, bring your left arm overhead, inhale. Exhale, push your lower back into the mat, bring that knee up, bring the elbow to the knee, tuck your chin, lift your shoulders, and then come back down, lengthen the leg, lengthen the arm. Inhale. Exhale, push your lower back into the mat as you curl up your spine, bring the elbow to the knee, and then curl back down. Inhale. Exhale, push your lower back, curl up, elbow to knee, and then come all the way back down. And remember, you're still pushing your right thigh and your right hand toward each other. Inhale. Exhale as you curl up one more time, elbow to knee, and then come all the way back down. Bring your right foot onto the mat, bend the left knee, hug both knees into your chest. Roll around on your spine, release the muscles. Okay, staying on your backs now, bring your arms down by your sides, straighten your legs so that they're at a 90-degree angle to your body, and your soles of your feet are pointing toward the ceiling. So your legs are now straight and perpendicular to your mat. Your arms are beside you. Make sure your shoulders are down from your ears. Okay, take a deep breath here. As you exhale, you're going to reach for your toes, lift your head and your shoulders, push your lower back into the mat, and reach for your toes. You don't have to touch them. This is abdominal work. And then all the way come back down. So you're getting a hamstring stretch here too, but it's mostly for your abs here. Take a deep breath. Exhale, reach up again. Tuck your chin, curl your spine up, push your back into the mat so that you use your abdominals. Reach for the toes. Slowly curl back down. Release for a moment. Take a deep breath. Exhale one more time, reaching the fingertips toward the toes, tucking your chin. rolling your spine up, and then come all the way back down very slowly. Bend the knees, hug both knees into the chest, roll around on your spine. And then please roll over to one side and then come into your table position. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Take a deep breath with a flat back. Exhale, bring your hips down to your heels toward child pose. And then inhale back up to table. Exhale back to child pose. So when you come into child, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, forehead comes down. So you're flexing the spine, and then inhale back to table. And again, exhale slowly back to child. Hips come to the heels. And inhale back to table. Walk your hands forward just a little bit so that you can tuck your toes and push up to your downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent at first until you get a nice long spine. Spread your fingers. Don't forget to keep your knuckles slightly bent as if you're clawing the mat. That takes a little pressure off your wrist. Equal weight in all 10 fingers. Move your forearms toward each other so that your upper shoulders roll out. Your feet are about hip-width distance apart and parallel to each other. And now roll your thighs inward slightly as if you were trying to squeeze an imaginary air ball between your thighs. Keep pushing your hips into the air, stretching your spine long, your head's melting between your arms. Bend your knees and walk all the way up to your hands into your forward fold. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T. And pause in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms up, palms facing each other. Exhale, come into chair pose. Now in chair pose, you want to be able to see the tops of your toes, your tailbones down. You can keep your arms up or you can bring your arms in front of you, whichever is more comfortable to you. Sometimes if you leave your arms up, your tendency is to put too much weight forward of your feet. So you want to make sure that your chair stays in the proper alignment with your arms up. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your hands in front, palms together, and bring your palms into your chest into Namaste. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right and bring your left elbow, maybe can come outside of your right thigh in our twisting chair pose. And then slowly unwind. Come all the way back forward with your arms. Inhale. Exhale, place your hands on your thighs as you straighten your legs, stretch your spine long, forehead forward, tailbone backward. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees. Come down to the mat with your hands. Take your left hand onto your right ankle. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, lift your right arm open as you straighten your right leg. Keep your left knee bent. And then bring that arm down. Both hands on the mat. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back to a high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot back to meet your foot into a plank. Full plank. Inhale. Exhale, upward facing dog. You can choose to put your knees down here or not. Bring your chest forward between your upper arms. Your neck is long, your shoulders are down from your ears. Press into the tops of your feet if you can. Take a deep breath. Curl your toes. Push to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up in the air behind you. Exhale, swing it up between your hands so that you're back into a high lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, step your left foot up between your right foot or beside your right foot. And then inhale, slowly rise up. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back into chair pose. Make sure your thighs stay parallel to each other, that your clavicle is not crunching your neck. Inhale, exhale, hands forward, palms together, hands into your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the left. See if your right elbow can come to the outside of your left thigh. Parivrita Utkatasana. And then unwind back to center with bent knees. Inhale. Exhale, put your hands on your thighs, straighten your legs, flatten your back, stretch your spine nice and long in this Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands down to the mat with bent knees. Take your right hand onto the left ankle. Keeping your right knee bent, we're going to lift our left arm, twist open to the left as we straighten the left leg. Inhale. Exhale, bring that hand down. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot back to a high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, right foot back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, upward facing dog. You can bring your knees down or not. Chest forward, shoulders down from your ears. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up behind you. Exhale, swing it up between your hands back to your lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, step your right foot up. And then slowly rise up as you inhale. Reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then arms down by your sides. Pause in Tadasana for a couple of breaths. Okay, if you have blocks and you want to use them, please have them handy in the front of your mat within reach. And then please return to Tadasana. Feet are planted underneath of you. Make sure your shoulders are down from your ears. Belly in, chest forward. Roll your thighs inward slightly. Chin is parallel to the ground. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, we're going to grab opposite elbows with your right arm on top. So your right hand's going to grab your left elbow. Your left hand's grabbing your right elbow, but your right arm is on top. And then just push your elbows behind your ears and take a couple of deep breaths here through your nose, big, slow breaths. Keep your right hand on your left elbow. Allow your left hand to come down between your shoulder blades and keep using that right hand to push that left elbow back and beside your ear. Release your elbows, come all the way back up, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana, inhale, exhale, arms in a T, inhale, exhale, hug yourself, right arm on top, elbow over elbow, hand on opposite shoulder, and then we'll come into our eagle, arms unfold in front. Keep your elbows shoulder height, push your forearms away. You can either spoon your hands or palm to palm. And then unwind, inhale, exhale, come back up, inhale, exhale, push your palms together, inhale, push up with your fingertips, exhale, crescent to the right. Inhale, back up, separate your palms. All right, so now we're going to take our our right arm down, and our right leg is going to come up. So this is one of our balancing poses here. Right foot up, right arm up. Left foot down, left arm down. Okay, from here, We're going to do a couple of tricky crunches here. So if it works for you, it does, but don't worry about it if it doesn't. Bring both arms back up. And now we're going to take our left arm to our right knee and crunch. And then back up. And then crunch again, left arm to right knee, and then back up. Don't forget to breathe, left elbow, right knee, and then back up. And then one more time, left elbow to right knee, and back up. Now, see if you can cock your right leg out to the side and come in a tree pose for just a couple of breaths. Very good. And then bring your hands back down. Reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees. Come all the way down to the mat or your hand on the blocks in front of you. Inhale here. Exhale, shift your weight forward so that you can lift your right leg behind you into a standing split. So you want to bring your nose toward your left knee. The crown of your head is down, and your hands are either on the mat or your blocks. And now bring your right foot down to the mat behind you with your foot planted at an angle so that you can come into warrior one. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, from here, shift your weight forward, pivot onto the toes of your right foot, shift your weight forward, and we're going to come into warrior three just for a brief moment here. Level your hips, get your focal point. And now take your left hand onto a block or the mat, and we're going to open into Ardha Chandrasana. So this is a little tricky, but you guys know where you're going. So your body is turning open to the right. Your left hand's on the block or the mat. Half moon pose. And then bring your hand back down to the mat, and then bring your right foot up next to your left foot in a forward fold, and then slowly rise up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Very good. Good, with just a few of us here, I can see a lot of what you're doing. I'm glad I can do that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're gonna hug elbows, left arm on top this time, opposite hand to elbow. Bring your elbows back behind your ears. Take your left hand onto your right elbow and let your right hand drop behind you, between your shoulder blades. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, hug yourself, left arm over right arm. Stack elbow over elbow, and then open or bring your forearms together into eagle arms. Elbows shoulder height. Make sure your neck is relaxed here. Push your forearms away so you can feel your shoulders separate. Inhale all the way back up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, push up with your fingertips. Exhale, crescent to the left. Inhale, back to center. This time we're gonna bring our left arm down and left leg comes up. Opposite arm and opposite leg are up. Pause for a couple of breaths. Really establish your balance here. Look at a focal point. Bring the left arm up. And now your right elbow is going to come to your left knee as you crunch forward. Elbow to knee, and then back up. Elbow to knee, back up. Elbow to knee, back up. One more time, elbow to knee, back up. And then maybe you can take your sole of your foot and come in a tree pose here for a couple of breaths. Good, bring your foot down, keep your hands up, reach up as you inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands down onto mat or blocks and kick your left foot back behind you into a standing split. So your nose is going toward your right knee now. Your left leg is up in the air behind you. Crown of your head is pointing down. And now slowly bring your left foot down. Plant your foot so that you can come up to warrior one on this side. Breathe, open your chest, tailbone down, look up between your palms. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to bring our arms forward, pivot onto our left toes so that we can come into warrior three, lifting the left leg off the mat. Keep your hips level. And now your left hand can come down onto your right hand comes down to your block or the mat. Your left arm opens up and you're coming into Ardha Chandrasana on this side. Left arm up, left leg up. Bring your hand back down and just swing your left foot up beside your right foot. And then slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then pause for a moment while I show you the next fun thing we're going to do. So if you were here last week, we did this, but it's a little bit tricky, not too bad. So I'll show it to you again before we do it. It's called Wild Thing into Fallen Triangle. So we're going to come into downward facing dog. I'll talk you through this. I'm going to come into downward facing dog, and then I'm going to say lift your, say, right leg up. And then we're going to open the hip, and we're going to then come in to an upside down dog. So we're going to pivot onto the foot and come open toward the ceiling like that, okay? We've done this before. And then we're going to go back to our downward dog, but we're not going to put the foot down. So this foot stays up, and then we're going to shoot it through to the opposite side of our body. I should be facing you instead, and then come into this fallen triangle. So the fallen triangle looks like this. So your one foot is planted, the other leg is in front on the edge of the foot, and then your arm is up. Okay, you want to give it a shot? Let's do it. Starting in the front of your mat. Inhale up. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Step back to your downward facing dog. Okay, we'll start with our right leg. Inhale, right leg up behind you. Open the hip. Look underneath your left armpit. Maybe you can see your right foot. And then keep pivoting on your left foot as you bring your right foot down on the mat, and then chest facing up, arm facing up. So this is an upside down dog. And then bring your right hand back around. Keep your right leg up off the mat behind you. Bring your right knee toward your chest, and then shoot your right leg out toward the left side of your body and lift your left arm. Good. Good, fallen triangle. And then bring the arm back down, bring the knee back in, return to downward facing dog. And then bring your knees down to the mat. Sit back to child pose for a couple of breaths before we do the other side. Push back to table. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale. As you exhale, kick your left leg up behind you, bend the left knee, open the left hip,
and look underneath your right armpit to see your foot, your left foot, and then slowly pivot on your right foot so that your left foot comes down onto the mat and your upside down dog here. And then bring your hand back down, pivot back onto the toes of your right foot. Your left leg is still up behind you. Bring the left knee toward your chest. Shoot the left leg out to the right side of your body, and then come onto the sole of your right foot, and right arm comes up into the falling triangle. And then right hand comes down. Bring your the left foot back to your downward facing dog. And then knees down, sit back to child pose. And then please push back to table. And with a square table, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're going to inhale with a flat back. Exhale, push into our cat back, curling our spine upward, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin. Feel your vertebra open. Inhale slowly into your cow pose, extending your spine long. Chest forward, shoulders down from your ears, crown of the forehead forward. And then come back to neutral table. Inhale, exhale, twist your right arm open to the right. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, bring your right hand down. So now we're going to do a little cat bow. So from a square table, walk your hands forward just a little bit so that you can shift your weight forward into a knee down chaturanga. So your elbows are going to be tucking by your sides. Your chest is coming forward. You're only coming down like maybe 2 inches or so, and then come back up to table. Okay, we're going to try that again. This is an option for you. We're going to come down to the chaturanga. See if you can bend your left knee and take your right thigh and rest it on your left sole of your foot. And then push up back to table. That's a little tricky. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, bring your right knee up and your left elbow touches your right knee. And then extend both elbow, hand and leg long into our balancing table. Inhale, exhale, bring the elbow and the knee together again. Left elbow to right knee. Inhale, extend again, and this time reach behind you, grab your ankle into the hand, into our tiger pose. Release. Bring the hand down, keep the leg back, swing the leg out so that it's perpendicular to your body. And put weight into your left hand as you twist open to the right. Inhale, exhale, hand comes down. Keep the foot out there, walk the foot up so that it comes forward of your head. Bend the knee slightly. So there's a gentle angle in your leg here. And we're going to walk our hands forward into a version of lizard pose. So normally we come down to our forearms, but this time walk your arms forward, keep your arms off the mat, your hands are stretching forward, and your chest is melting down. Slowly walk your hands back in. Now, if you can come down onto your left forearm and then take your right hand onto your right thigh, just sort of push the thigh out a little bit, and then raise your right arm into a twisted lizard pose. Bring your right hand down, push back up to both hands, then walk the foot all the way back. Return to table pose on this side. We're going to walk our hands forward a little bit, take a deep breath, and then as we exhale, do a cat bow, chaturanga. Keep your elbows by your sides, really engage your core muscles here, and push back up. And then we'll do another one, and this time the option is to bend your right knee, take your left leg, and rest the side of your left leg into the sole of your right foot. And then come back up, release, back to table pose. Inhale. Exhale, bring your left knee up toward your nose and your right elbow touching your left knee. Inhale, lengthen your leg behind and your arm forward into balancing table. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee again. And then extend again, and this time grab the foot into the hand for our tiger pose on this side. Release, bring the hand down, keep the leg extended behind you, swing it out to the side so it's perpendicular to the body. Plant weight into your right hand, twist open to the left. And the left hand comes down. Walk the left foot up so that it's forward of your head. Walk your hands forward as far as you can to get a nice hip stretch here. So there's a slight bend in the knee. The knee is close to your shoulder. Your chest is melting down toward the mat. Slowly walk your hands back in. Come down onto the forearm of your right arm. Take your left hand onto the left thigh, just push it out a little bit more, and then raise your left arm into a twisted lizard. Okay, that hand comes down, push back onto your hands. Walk your foot all the way back, come into table pose. And we'll end this series by putting weight into the right hand, twisting open to the left. And then the left hand comes down. Sit back toward your heels into child pose for a couple of breaths. Push back to table. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So we're going to come into pigeon pose, starting with our right leg. Lift your right leg behind you, kick it up in the air, and then swing it up so that your knee comes behind your right ankle and your right foot comes behind your left ankle. And then scoot your left leg back for pigeon on this side. So here's where, if you want to support your hip, your right hip with a block or a bolster, you can do that, or a blanket. And then just relax into this pigeon pose. Allow your body to melt down. And if you want to rest your head on a block or your hands or the mat, you can do that. So if your hip is bothering you, it's always good to support it with something. And you want to try to keep your hips level. So if you're not supported, if you don't have anything under your right hip, sometimes the tendency is to cock your hips. So as you're staying here in the sleeping pigeon, think about moving the right hip back and the left hip forward, and that'll help level your sacrum a little bit. Okay, very slowly push up to your hands. Unwind your leg back to table and then back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, your left knee is going to come behind your left wrist. Your foot's going to come toward your right wrist as you come into lizard on this side, walking your right leg back and then coming onto your forearms. Again, using whatever props necessary to keep your hips happy and level. Slowly push up, unwind, and then come onto your backs. Do you have a block? I see you have blocks, Hyla. Do you have a block, Lila? No block? Okay, we'll skip that part then. We'll lie onto our backs. With bent knees, bring your arms beside your body. Flatten your shoulders down. Your feet are hip width distance apart. Bring your elbows into your rib cage, fingers pointing up to the ceiling in preparation for bridge pose. Your palms are facing each other. And then turn your palms to face your head and just see if that opens your chest a little bit more. And push into your feet. Roll your spine upward into your bridge pose, bringing your chest to your chin. Keep your head relaxed and your neck relaxed. Couple of deep breaths here. And then very slowly roll the spine back down. Take your hands on top of your femurs and push your thighs away as you push your back into the mat. We'll come up one more time, planting your elbows beside you. Plant your feet, keep your legs parallel to each other. Lift your hips. Your hands are facing forward towards your face. Open your chest. Come on, really see if you can scoot up onto the tops of your shoulder blades. And then maybe come on your tippy toes so that you can increase your bridge a little bit more. And then bring your heels back down, roll your spine down, push your hands into your thighs, lower back is released into the mat. And then as a counter pose, bring your arms in a T, bring the soles of your feet together, open the knees out to each side into Baddha Konasana, and then just tilt your head back just a little bit so your chin opens up, your throat opens up toward the ceiling. And then please slowly bring your knees together. Bring both knees into the chest. Hug your knees toward your chest. Roll on your spine, one direction, then the other direction. And then one final hip opener before we go into Shavasana. Bring your feet back down to the mat. Take your right ankle onto your left thigh. Flex the right foot
Take your right hand and push that thigh away a little bit to open the hip. And then thread your hands through. So your right hand is going to come between your legs. Your left hand is going to come on the outside of the left leg and clasp your hands behind your left thigh and bring that thigh towards your chest into this reclined pigeon or number 4 pose. And release that foot back down, unwind, recross the opposite direction. Take your left hand, push that thigh open, and then thread your left hand between your legs. The right hand comes to the outside of the right thigh. Clasp your hands behind your right thigh and relax your head down. Let your left elbow push your left thigh away as you bring your right thigh towards your chest. And then bring that foot back down, uncross, hug both knees back into the chest one last time. And then please extend your body long for Shavasana. Get comfortable. As you lie quietly, please focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Take a scan of your body. Release any areas of tension. Soften your belly and your chest. Pay special attention to relaxing your shoulders and your neck and your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Relax your cheeks. Relax your eyes, your forehead. Now relax your mind and enjoy a few moments of inner bliss. Please bring your awareness back to your breath. And very slowly and gently wake up your body, making small movements with hands and feet. And please very slowly bend your knees and roll to your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And please very slowly, keeping a quiet mind, push back to seated. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Namaste. Jai Yogis. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Catherine.
My pleasure. Thanks for being here.
Glad I could make it. Looking
Me
forward to
too.
repeat them. That sounds cool.
Yeah, okay, good. I'll get it out to you tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for coming.